Hi there, Mark here, family man and father of three. I thought I'd give you a roundup of the Japanese bolt action project that I've been working on over Christmas, and just to let you know how I got on with regards finishing it off and painting. So as always, what I'll do is I'll discuss individual models and the paints I use just to get a feel, and then towards the end of the video I'll show you some stills and some little videos just to show you the models up close. So I'll start with the infantry first. I'll start with a normal infantryman. What I've got here is he's wearing a short shirt, so he's got a white shirt as opposed to the normal sort of like khaki camo. He's got a samurai sword as well, and I've got a sort of like on a banner at the end of his rifle. So what I'll do is just to close up. So with regards the uniform, I used a shade of buff leather, so 7A. Then I did a brown wash, followed by first highlight and second highlight. Now on some of the models I decided to speed it up a little bit, so I forfeit one of the shades and just went straight from base shade, wash and highlight, if that makes sense. And then some of the others I kind of like mixed it up just to see whether that made much of a difference. It did kind of lose a little bit of the detail close up, but overall from a board gaming sort of like sense, or sort of like miniature gaming, war gaming, I didn't seem to lose that much, and it did make the highlights a lot stronger. Okay, then for the metal bits I did again try and do a little bit of a speedy thing. I did chainmail followed by a black wash, and then I did again a little bit of a chainmail highlight just to kind of like finish that off, just to speed things up again, so helping with regards reducing the time. For the flesh, as always, I did the flesh wash, followed by brown ink, followed by the first highlight 5B, and then the final highlight 5C for the flesh. I always try and concentrate a little bit with regards to the faces, because a lot of the times most people pick up the models and look at that. Right, with regards in this instance the shirt, and on the vehicles you'll see with regards to the flags, I started with the Arctic Grey, followed by Arctic Grey 33B, and then a final white highlight just to bring that up. Okay, like I said, I did do that for some of the flags on the vehicles as well. Now for the rifles and some of the gear, their webbing, I did spear shaft 13A, followed by 13C. So again, like I did with the uniform, but on all of the models this time I decided to drop one of the middle highlights and just go straight to the extreme highlight, again just to kind of like speed things up and see how that went. For the rest of the webbing and the boots, I did a dusky flesh followed by a dusky flesh highlight. Again, I dropped the middle one to try and speed things up and see whether that looked any different. So that's the model in a case sort of thing. I followed the same sort of principles with regards the lug mines. Okay, so I used spear shaft for the staff, and then the webbing I used dusky flesh. Same goes for the banner. If you watched in the previous video, I did say obviously some of the banners and the honour sort of like come with the box set, so I just cut those out and then glued those into place. I did have some flat bases as well, so for some LMGs I put those on some flat bases. And then I did a little bit of a different thing here. I thought I'd grab 10 of the models. I'd done some British in the past, so I had quite a few backpacks left over. So just to mix it up, I took 10 of the models and gave them a variety of sort of like backpacks, etc., just to sort of like mix it up a bit to make them a bit more unique. And then I took it one step further with regards to Japanese Army list, they can have mortars. So rather than having every single model with one of these mortars that comes with the Japanese pack, I thought I'd stick some with regards to the British packs where the light mortars come on a backpack. So that way then they can either be a rifleman or a light mortar person. So that's the infantry. Okay. Now with regards to the vehicles, I had 2 tanks to paint, followed pretty much the same setup here. So the main armour was buff leather 7A, followed by the highlight, followed by the final highlight. So I did do all 3 because obviously there were larger areas on here which would make it more obvious. For the brown, I used Dusky Flesh. Again, I did use the middle one for this, so I did Dusky Flesh light, so Dusky Flesh shade, followed by the middle tone, and then the highlight for the brown areas. And then for the green, I used Camo Green, again, the shade, the middle, and the highlight. Metal parts, I did try and cheat a little bit. I obviously used the chainmail and then black ink, and then I just did another little highlight from the chainmail there. Flag, I just painted that myself. And for the treading, what I tend to do is a dry brush. I do a dry brush of watered down black, and then a little bit of Arctic grey, and then a very, very, very fine sort of like dry brush of the next Arctic grey up, and that just gives the tread that feel there. So that's the tank. Now this is the first time I did painting of some 3D models, so I printed off a couple of trucks for these guys. Now the trucks didn't come with the LMG, but I had obviously some sprue spares there. So what I did was I took the banner from one of those, snipped that up and then stuck an LMG at the top, and then I painted the back section, the spear shaft, 3 highlights with a brown wash in the middle, and then the main cab I painted buff leather, 3 highlights, no wash necessary, and then the wheels, same as the tracks on the tank, I did a dry brush. And then for the wheel rims, the grille, and the gun, I used chainmail followed by a black wash, followed by a slight highlight. Okay, so that's the trucks there. So as you can see, they were quite nice and a bit nifty. I'm not too sure about the scales on these, but obviously as I learn more about 3D printing, I might get that right there with regards to that. Okay, so as always, hope you like this video with regards to the update as to how I got on with the project. If you'd like to comment and obviously subscribe, that'd be brilliant, and the video will follow shortly with some stills so you can get a better view. Take care, hope to see you soon, bye.